Valadorhyrus Planeswalkers. Derek 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. I do, of course, hope you head over to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal, and it helps support the show. And the scene transition allowed me to move my microphone a little bit closer to my damn face. Today, we're going to go ahead and play the Ravnica event, where you can only use cards from Guilds, Allegiance, and War. Gates Blaze is banned. Why they didn't decide to ban 3-mana Teferi, you know, it's anyone's guess. Hopefully, with Big Brother Teferi not being in, we should be okay. Now, the deck I decided to play, because I looked at the list, and I was like, what could I play with only cards from the Ravnica sets? I decided I'm going to play Aristocrats. Why? Because 1, that deck is fun, and 2, because I just want to kill things. Valor Morgulis. In the deck, we're playing 4 Gutter Bones, because it's an aggressive card that can come back again and again. Footlight Fiends, because it's an aggressive card that essentially guarantees damage. Isn't that great? For our 2-drops, we're playing 4 Cruel Celebrant, because it's additional damage. We're playing 3 Priest of Forgotten Gods, because 4 felt a little bit too much. We don't want to draw a bunch of them every game. But the utility is obviously great, being able to sacrifice 2 things, some of which we'll get even more value from. Drawing a card, getting some black to cast things, and our opponent losing 2 life is nice. Even if you just like sacrifice a Gutter Bones and, I don't know, a Footlight Fiend, you're still going to be able to put that Gutter Bones back in your hand if you have nothing else to use with that 2 black mana, so it's very helpful. 3 Dreadhorde Butcher. I could have used several other cards, and after I play for a bit, I'll go into the base deck that I threw together, and I'll show you some of the other things that I was thinking about. But in the end, I decided Dreadhorde Butcher. Fireblade Artist is like the main comparison, but I figured a turn 2 Dreadhorde Butcher is, in my estimation, so much better than a turn 2 Fireblade Artist, because this MF stacks so quickly. Just gets big and big and big, and then you sack it to get value, and then you hit something, anything you want, and it's great. If you have Teysa on the board, and you sack this dude, let's say it's just 3 power, you're doming someone for 6. I love it. 1 Ministrant of Obligation. I wanted to have an additional Afterlife card, and I decided Ministrant of Obligation was good as this 3-drop. I didn't want too many Midnight Reapers because I don't want to lose a ton of life, because I have no idea what this meta is going to be. I have not entered it at all yet, so I'm going in blind, and I'm assuming there's going to be a decent amount of aggro. So I don't want to kill myself, essentially. That said, we get to draw cards, very helpful. Judith is Judith. You're playing black-red and some sort of Aristocrats deck, you're playing Judith. Period. She makes all of our tiny creatures bigger. She makes it so when our stuff dies, which we want them to die, essentially, we get to deal damage to anything, including when Judith herself dies, which is nice. Mortify. It's removal. I initially had this deck with like no removal, and I was like, I should probably have something. So I throw in 3 Mortifies. Unfortunately, there's no Contempt in this because we don't have Ixalan cards, right? We just have Ravnica. So there were other pickings. You know, I could have technically gone with something like Bedevil, but the reason I decided against Bedevil is specifically because the black casting cost would have made our mana a little bit too annoying. And our mana is technically stretched as it is because I'm a greedy person, and I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. 2 Seraph Scales, 2 Teysas, and 2 Sorins. I'd split them up like this essentially because Teysa is kind of only good when you already have a decent-ish board position. She is a nice removal magnet, which is nice. But, you know, casting a Teysa on a board with nothing means you have a 4-mana 2/4, and that's just not great. So I didn't want to have too many Teysa. Also, she's legendary, yada, yada, yada. Seraph Scales is nice, but when you compare her to so Seraph Scales' floor, in my opinion, is the highest of these, but her ceiling is quite a bit higher than the others. Her ceiling is also quite a bit lower than the others, because at the end of the day, she is what she is. Teysa can be insane, and just like Sorin, he can be insane. You can use Sorin to just recast or rebuy anything from your graveyard, except for these 2, right? As soon as it comes in, it gets any of these back. Obviously, you would have to die to bring back Seraph or Teysa, but who cares? You're getting these cards, which can be, in certain situations, just the correct decision. Additionally, it gives your creatures lifelink. I mean, that's fantastic, right? We have a bunch of aggressive creatures if we're going against another aggressive deck, and we have a Sorin out. We don't care about the race anymore, because we have lifelink, and we're putting out damage. So Sorin is top-notch. The +1, it can help, I suppose. It's reach, kind of. right? One of Oketra and one of Bontu. I think I did this before. Essentially, these are really good cards to have, but they're not cards that I need, right? Bontu is fantastic for just sacrificing our board to deal some final finale damage, essentially, from Cruel Celebrant, but it's not. She's not a card that we need. Similarly, God-Eternal Oketra is really nice at buffing our board, making it so that each of our individual small creatures later on in the game are more meaningful because they come with a 4/4 body. But again, she's not a card that we necessarily need. Then we have a Liliana. Liliana, fantastic. We sacrifice things. We don't care. Our creatures die. We draw cards. We make tokens of ourselves. And -9, we get to win the game, essentially. Because this is the deck graph, we have 2.6. So before, I was a little bit incorrect in my assumptions. So with this deck, I would typically go down to 23 lands. But a commenter, Quantum Custodian, thank you very much, he pointed out that I'm actually kind of incorrect about my assumptions on the mana base. So he shared a nice link with me for a Frank Carson article. I've seen his other, Frank Carson's other articles, but I didn't see this one. And essentially, I should be running 24 lands, so that's why I'm running 61 cards. Technically, I'm cheating, because I really should be running just 24 lands and 60 cards, but I don't care. I like running 61 card decks because I'm a bad person. This is our mana base. We do have 1 Guildgate for each of the colors, and then 4 of all of the shocks, and then this is how our basics go. Technically, we are a little bit too low on the plains and the mountains, but the majority of these cards are black-based, so black is definitely the main color, and we just need the additionals as kind of an extra thing. I think I'm actually going to make one slight change, and that is going to be, let's see, just have to double check the count. That's 10. Yeah, I don't technically need, I only need 14 swamps. Technically, I need 14 of all of them, but I think this one's fine. And honestly, I want red earlier than I want white. So I think I'm actually going to go like this, and I think that'll be the best for me. And as I said, I have not even entered this yet. We're going to go and choose my deck. Literally, Valor Morghulis is the only one I can. We're going with the Rakdos card back because I think it makes the most sense for the mood. Some sweet lemonade. We're going to Spark. I assume Sparky was taken. The no black is incredibly surprising. Okay, can I keep it? This is just rude. This is just... Jeez, the phlegm. This is just actually rude. I can't keep this. I can keep this, though. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. Why not? Are we going to go the super aggressive route? Nah. I don't want to lose that much life. Uh-oh. So next turn I can play Priest, play this tapped. So it looks like we're against a control deck. Oh, no, okay. So I can play Priest and Footlight. Yeah, YOLO. And if I top take a land, I can play Sorin. And that'd be cool and stuff. So what deck is my opponent on if they're white-blue? Maybe they're on kind of like a mid-range aggressive strategy in white-blue. Could also be just some sort of temple strategy. Unfortunate. But that is why we run Mortify. I'm just going to start my Assault, just start swinging in. Interesting, okay. Sure. Love to get a land or a Mortify. This works. I'm just going to cast it. Let's see if they have Absorb. They don't, okay. And I'm just going to pass. Time Wipe. Yay. Well, luckily I still have 2 creatures on board. And if I top deck a land, I can play Sorin and get her back. Didn't top deck a land. Kinda lame. Let's swing on in. Elite Guard Mage. This is the worst nightmare. This is the worst possible matchup. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, for what it's worth, we mulliganed down to 5. You know, I think we kind of did the best we could with the hand we were dealt. Prison Realm? Jeez. On that. That's interesting. That's interesting. The veto. Sure. Butcher gets bigger. That's why I'm a little confused. I assume they're going to tap him down now. I'm going to get through for 4. Yep, tap down Butcher. I'm going to play Footlight Fiend. I mean, what's nice is I do have incidental damage here.
Secrets manifest before you.
Not what I needed to see, Chief. I did mold to 5. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Never great to mold to 5. I can't wait for the London mulligan. I think that's going to help a lot. Sure. Yeah, this is fine. We'll go ahead and Foundry first, because then we can swamp and play this on turn 2. I don't know if I need to, per se. Now, of course, we're just going to draw too many lands. But we have a 4-drop and a 5-drop, so I'm kind of okay with drawing, with having drawn an additional land. I do need to, you know, stop doing that. Like, getting a 3 here would be really nice. It's not... Okay, a win's a win, I guess. Anyway, I should answer some Discord questions because I haven't in a little bit, so that's awkward. Zoni asks, this is essentially a follow-up to Frog's question from a while ago, what are your views on Fallout, the radioactive material? Now, you might say, Ferrix, that's a joke question. You said you weren't going to answer joke questions. Technically true. But, I do want to speak a little bit of words on that. Fucking hell yeah, dude. Turn 1, turn 2. Don't mind if I turn due. That's misleading. You should be ashamed of yourself. You better be running Jund. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'm swinging with both. Decides not to trade. Okay. Go ahead and take your turn, adapting that. Go ahead. Cool. Are you going to attack me? I'm fairly certain I win this race. Sure, have another one. I don't care. Cool. The mistake is I have a removal spell. Bye. And attack for more damage. This is what I'm talking about. Dreadhorde Butcher. Pièce de Resistance. Fallout. The radioactive material is an unfortunate side effect that we need to figure out how to manage better, because nuclear power is pretty damn good. They could, like, double block. If they double blocked, then I just get to dome them for 3. So I'm actually gonna... What I'm gonna do is I'm going to play Sorin first. To tack on in, but not actually activate Sorin yet. That's fine. Okay, I'll ping you in the face. And I'll go ahead and just -1. Oh, wow, sure. Aristocrats, man. Real good. Cube asks, 6. Would you or anyone you know watch some person with little to zero clues on what to do open a solid 50 M20 packs when they drop, asking for a friend? I personally don't really watch pack openings. I do know that there is a market for them. How big that market is, I'm just not sure. As I said, personally, I wouldn't watch something like that. I don't even watch I think the most popular are Randy from Alpha Investments, as well as the professor from Tulare Community College. I forgot his real name. I knew it at some point. Oh, another one of these decks, you say? Oh, well, I'll just keep taking Dabbage. I'll keep swinging on in. Cool. But yeah, like, I don't watch the professor's buy a box or booster box game. I just watch, like, how many did it get? Because that's all I really care about. So that's a little annoying. Play this, I suppose. So it looks like this is kind of the white-blue control deck is using this style of thing. Having double deputies sucks. They went first. Yes, I believe they did. No, I had to have. Man, I went first. Shit. Well, luckily, I'm just going to play back-to-back Seraph scales and beat you to death in the air. No need to attack. Yeah, I don't know. There's a market for it. Cube's friend. Tribunal on one Seraph? Sure. If they have another Tribunal on my other Seraph, I'm going to be very salty. I'm doing this one first, because the plan is just Seraph. Yeah, I mean, if they have Deputy Tribunal, okay. The salt would have been incredibly real. Oh, fucking hell yeah, dude. Spell Pierce was not in Ravnica, right? I don't think so. And I think I attack and play Lily and plus her. Nah, fuck that. I want to protect Lily as best as possible.
The undead make great minions.
And so it's going to be very difficult for my opponent to justify attacking in here, because I can get back my other things, and they can't time wipe yet. And even if they do time wipe, I'm left with something. I get these back. Yeah, it's not great for my... Oh my gosh. It's, I think it's time to die? Let's make another thing.
Rise.
And if this dies, I get to draw 2 cards. I guess I could just chump there. It has a lifelink, though. Yeah, I mean, it literally has lifelink. I might as well. I mean, I could even attack with this, and I'd get 2 pings. But 2 pings is not sufficient. So I think I will just attack like this. Yes, I'll just attack like that. Blink of an Eye is not in this. Okay. Well, let's see what you have. Yeah, I mean, a board wipe doesn't really help the position all that much. Like, I would be favored as hell. I'd draw, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cards. I would deal 2 damage. I would get 4 1/1s. Nope, just Tribunal on what? Lily? Sure.
Death won't
Absolutely
conquer
fine.
me so easily.
Darn, Guildgate. That's it, I can start smorking on in with Seraph. I don't think I need to play this Guildgate. Let's see. And these do still have Vigilance. I'm gonna give her Vigilance, I guess. I'd like to get Butcher through, but I can't really... Wait, what the fuck am I talking about? Yes, I can. It would deal 1, and then it would hit something for 2. Dumbass. Yeah, so let's do that. Could have attacked with Teysa, but I didn't trust them not having something. So they're going to give me back my Midnight Reaper. I am fine with that. Merci beaucoup. Now I can still draw more cards. And fuck it, I'll play this. Because why not? Macfar, aka the real life Shaggy, asks, what's the most surprisingly good deck I've seen or played in this meta? I honestly didn't expect that. That's not great. Luckily, they don't have any flyers right now. Let's see, they have 4 blockers if I attack with everyone. Oh, I shouldn't attack with anyone but Seraph. Because if I attack with my 2/2s, sure I get to draw cards, but my opponent will then have 2 flyers which I have to contend with. So I think, as of right now, I want to just attack with Seraph. And then I can make a decision on this following turn whether or not I want to do something else. Guard Mage. Unfortunate. Sorin. Sorin is an additional threat to my opponent.
Through feud or feast, your blood is blood. Time for a drink.
I think I'm just going to keep attacking in the air. My opponent has to keep getting stuff. That's interesting. That makes me think that my opponent has a removal spell for Seraph. Because why would you take that damage? Oh, they just have another one. Sure, but then if you had another one, why not block with the first one? Oh, so they can double block and kill it. Gotcha. Gotcha. That's actually not the best thing to do. I mean, this is easy chump spill. Yeah, sure. I mean, hell, I'll lose, like, all of these to draw a fuckload of cards. Like, I can double block to kill this, and I don't care. Oh, right, this is non-token. So yeah, I mean, I can just do this. Yeah, I do this, I draw a card. I draw 2 cards. I'm fine with that. Cool. I can just attack with everyone here, right? Because everything that I have that dies is going to deal additional damage. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I sent everything in, I would have just won because of the Cruel Celebrant trigger. Cool, cool. Let's keep going. Surprisingly good deck that I've seen in the meta. None? This meta doesn't like allow for creative things. Soda's cake? I'll keep it, I guess. We're going second, so we get another draw, but we at least have this and this to play, so should be alright. Oh, cool. Yeah, so this is pretty good now. What do we play first, though? I think we play Celebrant first. I think our opponent's going to be on the same strategy, yeah. So that means I can't... Well... Yeah, that's definitely an unfortunate draw. So I think we kind of have to sacrifice something of ours to chump this. Or do we just let it happen and then mortify it the following turn? Fuck, that's not good. I'm gonna play Celebrant first. That could be incorrect, but... Do they have a Judith? Yeah, I legitimately can't think of any deck that is good that also is like surprising. And my Celebrant's gonna die. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this on their turn, though. Because that way I would at least be able to block something. Yeah, I'll do it on their turn. So, like, if they play another Dreadhorde Butcher, then I can block that. So that they don't get an additional trigger on it. But we're definitely playing from behind here. And the opponent attacks. They put a counter on the 1/1. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to block the War Boss since I'm pretty certain my opponent is just going to kill my Celebrant anyway. So my opponent's Rakdos. They're not actually... Well, they're not even Rakdos. They're just Rakdos Aggro. Why use a spell on Cruel Celebrant? That's gonna die. You can just kill it. That does this... I guess it does 4 damage to me. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. In a very strange way. If I get a 2-drop, I'll play 2 2-drops. If I don't, then probably just play the Midnight Reaper because it can trade. Yeah, I'll play this, play the Midnight Reaper. But anyways, play this about my cat. Cat's doing great. She's a spoiled brat, but she's alright. Kill my Reaper. I get to draw a card at least, but I am taking damage. Taking 6 here, going down to 6, that's pretty damn bad. This comes in taps of like 0 use. Midnight Reaper of their own. I mean, Seraph the Scales is nice, but doesn't actually do anything. No, I'm just dead. Yeah, I mean, they went first, and they got that Butcher early. And as I said, the early Butcher is pretty dang good. We'll play another game because the Aristocrats deck is pretty fast. Michi asks, if Wati came up to you and was like, hey, want to model a plane... What? Oh, we want to model a Planeswalker after you. What gimmick would you give my likeness? I think my most prominent feature is my beard. Pretty easily. So, like, Well, my beard, and I actually don't know how well it's coming up on here, but my eyebrow on this side, there's no scar there. My eyebrow just naturally grows like that. So that, I mean, that's another thing. I would just try to get them to make sure my eyebrow has that, because I really like it. That's like a feature I like. But it's big beard. I'd probably, I know it's stupid, but I'd probably have them paint my nails as well. As for accoutrements, I wear scarves a lot, but in general, I like really flowy, like robe-esque things. I don't know how that would play into like my character's gameplay, but you just asked about likeness, so if I had to pick things in like order, it'd be like beard, eyebrow thing, and boop, beard, eyebrow thing, nails, then the flowy clothes. So let's go ahead with this, then we'll play this, then we'll attack next turn. They're both Guildgates. Fuck, I didn't know they were both Guildgates. Okay, well, if I draw an untapped source, I'll play Sorin and get this back. If I don't, unfortunately, I have to play a Guildgate. I thought this was a Shockland. I did not pay attention. Bro, there are some freaking awesome spoilers for M20. I'm super excited. Even if War like still shadows, or I should say eclipses. Even if War still eclipses the set, oh fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Because I can just Sorin minus attack with Dreadhorde Butcher.
My heart is hollow with scorn for you.
And even if they block it, then I still get to kill it, and I'm fine with that, and I can just get it back next turn. Looks like they do block. Sure. That'll do damage to you. Bye-bye. Okay. So, next turn I can absolutely just get the Butcher back if I want. That said, I want Sorin to stick around, so I'm probably going to plus Sorin first. War Boss. That's fine, I can block there. Summoner's upset. Got a Mortify. Not bad. I mean, it actually gives me something to do. And allows me to actually, like, attack in. So, I'm fine with this. Theoretically, I could have saved the Mortify because I do have a good block on my opponent. Or, yeah, a good block from my opponent's War Bosses, but I'd rather just, you know, have things go fine. Obviously, they could have some sort of haste creature against my Sorin, but, you know, Castle Levi and all that. No, they're just playing Boros. They're literally just playing Boros. I mean, I really want to attack. I also want to play Bontu. Alright, hear me out. This is dumb, because I'm just going to keep using Sorin to get back Dreadhorde Butcher, because it's a great card. But, so what shit. Because this is sacrifice 2 any creatures. Oh, right, this trigger should go on the stack first. Okay. So I'm going to do this. Yes. I'm going to target you. And that's it. I'm going to sack these. This should put my sack trigger on the stack first. I ping this. My opponent loses 2. They lose that. I have 2 black. Holy crap. I'll cast this. I will cast Bontu. Sacrificing a single land, which will be the red one, I guess. Can I sack this too? I mean, I could. Why not? I'll draw some cards. Sure. And I'll attack for 1. I have lethal on board. Fight me. Yeah, even if War still eclipses the M20 cards after, like, in the long run, M20, the first 2 weeks of M20 is going to be fun because people are going to actually play different decks and new things and explore different strategies, and I'm so excited. And that probably end relatively quickly. But as I said, wrong thing. I kept them all in here. There's some other cards that I considered, and I'm just going to go over some of the Strong cards that I considered playing. I'm not going to really talk about all of them. Fireblade Artist was a consideration over Dreadhorde Butcher. The nice thing, obviously, is that it starts out with a bigger body, and if you reach a stall state, you can, at the beginning of each of your turns, sacrifice things to deal some damage. But I just felt that Dreadhorde Butcher had better snowball potential. That's why I went with that. I did consider Plaguecrafter and Tybalt in the 3-drop slot. Plaguecrafter was kind of the thing that I was going for the most because it does kind of what Mortify does, except that Mortify is targeted, right? Your opponent gets to choose, and that choice I didn't want to allow my opponents to make, so that's why in the end I played Mortify. Tybalt is nice if you want to like go the super aggressive route, and I think if you're sticking to black-red, this is likely going to be somewhere in the 60, but since I was 3 colors, I decided to go with Mortify. Kai's Wrath and Angrath. Angrath was really the consideration, and once again, I think like Tybalt, this is going to be stronger in your just Rakdos, Sakdos deck, where you aren't really going to be playing these white cards, and your deck is going to be a little bit more aggressive, so giving your creatures menace as well as making an additional body is very helpful. Makes your opponents not able to block nearly as well. Kai's Wrath is a card that you can play. You don't care about your stuff dying as much, but you do still care about it dying, so that's why I was like, I don't think I need this. Of note, if you do make the black-red version, the Sakdos version, since you're cutting Cruel Celebrant, you're probably going to be playing both Fireblade Artist and Dreadhorde Butcher, which means your deck is going to be fast AF. In the 5-drop slot, I did consider Massacre Girl. Was this a draft that I played this in? I don't remember, but I played Massacre Girl in a deck that had like Cruel Celebrants and stuff, and it was fucking fun. But I just think that the gods are a little bit better. Gruesome Menagerie, if we were running at least 2 more 1-drops, I would have actually considered playing this because we had plenty of, well, we didn't have plenty of 3s, but we had some 3s, and we had a ton of 2s. Ideally, you want to get all of them with this, but a single 2 and 3 is, you know, pays for itself, but in the end it just wasn't enough. And then Revival was the other one that I was really considering. Revenge is something that we would never usually get to, but Revival, being able to get back literally everything in the deck except for our 2 4-drop girls, is obviously very strong. Yeah, I mean, that's the Sakdos video. I really freaking love this deck. I'm probably just going to finish getting the other 6 wins with just this deck, because I love playing Aristocrats, and I'm excited for playing Aristocrats going forward. Words are hard. Words are very hard. I would love... I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Salamander, Croft, Zin, and Rexel, for their continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, you'll find links to that down in the description below. Or just hit that join button, become a channel member. In the description below, you'll also find links to my Aether account, where if you use my TCG player link on any of my Aether Hub decks, all of your purchases, once you've clicked that link, will go towards TCG Player's affiliation kickback to me. I need to figure out how to integrate this a little bit more into my end card. Maybe I should even put it in the beginning. I don't know. But I'm a TCG affiliate through Aether Hub, so if you use my Aether Hub links to buy some cards, buy the decks that you like, that you've seen me play, and then you there's kickback, I benefit, whatever. Did I talk about the Discord server? Yeah, go to the Discord server. Ask me really strange questions, like nuclear fallout. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add one of those subscriptions to your mana pool, cast one of those comments in the comment section down below, pass that turn and that video to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, all will be one.